Teamwork is the adventuresome activity that produces extraordinary results. The magic happens in interplay between players. You can tailor that interplay to fit nuances of situations. By doing this, you can dramatically improve your team's performance. Does more interacting improve teamwork? How many of you believe that the answer to this is yes? Raise your hands. How many of you think the answer is no? Raise your hands. Well, it turns out you're both right. Because sometimes more interacting helps, and sometimes it does not. Today we're going to explore the interplay of team interaction and 3 personality characteristics: extroversion, emotional stability, and conscientiousness. Let's just start out by defining these briefly. An extrovert is someone who's outgoing, they're assertive, and they bring a lot of energy to a situation. You're emotionally stable, you're well-grounded, even-tempered. A lot of times, people who are emotionally stable form relationships with their coworkers, and that helps them to deal with stress. If you're conscientious, you are probably a very high achiever. You're very well organized, you're very deliberate and dependable. You can count on a conscientious person to get the job done. Today what I'm going to do is talk about some research about team interaction and these 3 personality traits. And I'm going to give you some examples that will illustrate these principles in action. 2 different examples. This research study involved 235 Chinese workers. They worked at the freight department of a large airport in southern China. The work that they did was loading and unloading freight, cataloging items, and screening for potentially hazardous items. The theory of this research was that the workers that performed best would rate high on these 3 traits. They were a little bit surprised by the results. Yes, those workers that were more extroverted performed better. Yes, those were more emotionally stable performed better. But in terms of conscientiousness, those that went into it not very conscientious and interacted with their teammates, they improved their performance. Those that were very conscientious to begin with, not so much. So they wanted to really look into that and try to figure out what was going on. What they discovered was that those that were very conscientious were conscientious about the relationship with their fellow team members. They were working to reciprocate and help them out. This just further emphasizes the point of my talk today, which is about different personality traits fit better with different tasks or different types of teamwork, depending on the situation. This first example took place at Southwest Airlines. How many of you have ever flown on Southwest? Okay, well, if you have, then you know that this is a no-nonsense experience at a very reasonable price. To me, it's very interesting that Southwest, since up to 2002, they experienced 31 years of profitability every single year. That's amazing. How do they do that? I'm going to explain to you about 2 job positions at Southwest that will really give you some ideas about how they do this. The first one is that of supervisor. They have a supervisor at Southwest. This person's in charge of about 10 to 12 employees. That's very different from other airlines where the supervisor will be in charge of 40 or more people. What this means is that that supervisor can offer real hands-on help to employees. That person has to be very extroverted and helps those employees become very conscientious very quickly. Here's an exercise they do for supervisors that will really give you an idea of how this works. When they're training a new supervisor, what they did is that they would divide the people into 3 different teams. They would have one person on each team that was going to be blindfolded, and their job was to throw a ball into a trash can. They didn't tell the other team members, or the thrower did not know what the other team members were told. The first team, what they told them to do was, don't give them any kind of feedback. The second team, they said, you can tell them, keep trying, keep going. And the third team, they said, tell them very specific instructions about where that trash can is. Guess which of these throwers did best? The one that got the specific instructions about where the trash can was. This example really exemplifies how they do it at Southwest. There's another job position that I'm going to just briefly describe, and this is that of operations agent. At Southwest, the operations agent is really key. They're like the heartbeat of the airline. They're taking on a lot of responsibility. This job is very different there than it is at other airlines because they have one operations agent dedicated to a specific flight. So that flight comes in, they do the turnaround, and it takes off again, and one person's in charge. That person has to interact with all these different functions and departments, the ticket group, the cargo people, the pilot, the flight attendants. They have to transfer information about the families and all kinds of information. Really what they're doing is creating shared understanding among all these different groups and departments and shared meaning. This is really different from how they do it at other airlines. Other airlines will have an operations agent that will be in charge of several different flights. A lot of this information will be automated, but a lot of that information is lost that way. The result speaks for itself. The result is that Southwest gets their flights out on time. They're very reliable. Now I'm going to switch gears and talk about a completely different type of example. And this is all about how Sony came out with a new innovation, the Triniton TV. How many of you know this story? Raise your hand. Okay, well, it probably took place before most of you were born. It happened in 1960. Here's the thing. What we learn from this is just as relevant as if it happened yesterday. This was in 1960. At that time, RCA had the patent for their current color TV technology. It was called Shadow Mask. All the manufacturers in the world used their license, or had to get their license to do it. Sony was the type of company that really wanted to not copy just what others are doing. They wanted to really take some kind of new innovation, put their own spin on it, ratchet it up a few notches so that it would really impress the market. They had the spirit of what they wanted to do, an innovation spirit. In 1961, Morita, the chairman, and Yuka, the president, made a trip to New York. They went to a conference. It was the Institute of Electrical Engineering Association. At this event, they saw a demonstration that was done by Dr. Ernest O. Lawrence. He's the guy that invented the cyclotron, got the Nobel Prize for it. At this event, he was demonstrating a kind of color technology, the chromaton tube. When they saw this, Bugle especially was just impressed because it was 3 times brighter than the old technology, the shadow mask technology. So eventually just got really enthralled with this, and they decided what we're going to do is make some TVs based on this. So they did. They produced their 2000 and they sold them in Japan. Guess what happened? They did not work. They were defective. They started coming back. So eventually, someone had to just stop production completely. They were very disappointed because they really wanted to come out with a product to meet this market demand. Yet, they did not want to just do any old thing. A few years went by, and then one day, a representative from General Electric came over and showed them this new technology. It was 3 electron guns in a line rather than the Delta configuration, but it was still a shadow mask. And they considered that, but they weren't too enthused about it, really. What the effect it had was it caused some renewed enthusiasm. If you could, at that time, he was the president of Sony with 8,000 employees. He was also a brilliant engineer. Not very many presidents would do what he did next. But what he decided was, I'm going to go to the laboratories every day, and he offered suggestions, he really got involved, he would participate in experiments. He came out with a new system even to have engineers work on projects in parallel so they could go more ground and try more things. Guess what the result of all that was? Nothing. Instead, what really moved the whole thing forward was that a junior engineer, a young guy, he was in about his 20s, named Miyooka, was experimenting and messing around in the lab one day, and he made a mistake. But this mistake produced color TV by a whole new concept. So he wrote this up in his report, and even though his teammate was Kashi, the person he reported to was Yoshida. It just so happened that Ibuka was in Yoshida's office when this report came in. So when Yoshida saw it, Ibuka saw it, he said, "This is it. This is the technology we ought to go with." A few days later, he called Miyoki into his office. As Miyoki's approaching his office, he saw that Yoshida and Okashi were already in there. He was kind of getting a little nervous. What's going on here? He went on in. Then Ibuka asked him straight up, he said, "If we commit all our resources to this new technology that you've discovered, will it work?" Miyoki is this young guy, he only does two things in his life. He works at Sony as an engineer and he plays the cello. And it was almost time for cello practice. He wanted to hurry and get over to it. And Ibuka was just pressuring him, tell me yes or no. Finally he goes, yes. Then Ibuka decided to step in as the project leader, take over the project. He abandoned all the other approaches and they devoted their energy specifically to this approach. Ibuka brought a lot of passion to the whole thing. These engineers were working so intently, they would work through the night sometimes, and then they might rest for a couple hours the next morning. They really were committed to getting this to work. By February of 1967, they had created a rather clear picture. It was working pretty well. The next big challenge they had to overcome was how they were going to do the screen. They had to decide whether they're going to do it the old shadow mask screen, whether they're going to use the screen they used for chromaton, or whether they would use a whole new approach. Okashi had come out with something called aperture grill. This was a way of, you didn't have to just focus vertically and horizontally, just horizontally, so that was better. One day, if you wanted Okashi to demonstrate it to him, you want to see it. Okashi was kind of trembling inside because he knew this did not work like it went up with the demo. Sure enough, he turned it on, and when he turned it off, he sort of saw the whole thing just sagged. And Ibuka, without even changing the expression on his face, he said, "Well, that's no problem, we can fix that easily." Then Ibuka himself proceeded to fix it. He came up with a way to string two tungsten wires across and prevent the sag and stretch. Ibuka also came out with a final etching process for this. The only hurdle they still had left was to come out with the envelope structure that would house this TV. They had to find a manufacturer that could do it. It was a different shape and size than other TVs that were being manufactured. Eventually, they succeeded with that. In April of 1968, Ibuka, without even consulting his engineers, announced officially to the world that some would be producing Triniton TVs within 6 months. When engineers heard this, they were shocked. They were, how are we doing that so fast? He told them to study the Manhattan Project for inspiration about how they could do it that quickly. And they did. 6 months later, they're coming off this assembly line. Sony, by 1976, had sold 10 million of these, and they still had not met global demand for the product. In this case, it wasn't so much a lot of interaction that made the difference. It was having certain interactions happen at critical junctures. It was probably conscientiousness that had a bigger part in their ultimate success. In order to have team success, you must have team interaction. Does more team interaction improve teamwork? Not necessarily. Today I give you two very different examples. I talked about how the work they do at Southwest really demands that most of the workers behave as extroverts. They interact a lot. They have to coordinate a lot, so that's how they do it. On the other hand, in terms of Sony and the way they developed this new innovation of Triniton TV, in this case, it was more about conscientiousness. Conscientiousness played a bigger part in their ultimate success. In both of these teams, there were a lot of time pressure and under a lot of stress, so of course, emotional stability was important. If you work on a team, do your best to make sure that you include people on that team that fit that situation, have personality traits that will work for that. In order to have effective teamwork, you have to put out effort to create relationships. However, it's important to keep in mind that teamwork is the adventuresome activity that allows for amazingly extraordinary achievement.